And good morning, my crafty creatures. Oh, my microphone decided to wander off. It is Thursday. It is my long stream day. And I'm sorry, it's going to be all 939. My goal is 20 rows. I just lost my needle. "20 rows, and I've done one. I've had fun and adventures the past few days, so it's always, you know what? I lost my needle fell off the string, and I managed to thread the needle without the magnifying glass, which right now is kind of amazing. But I couldn't get my hands to work to tie it. So, it has been a few days. It's been a couple of days. Tuesday. So I logged on. As soon as I hit start streaming, my sensor starts going off. Hey, bitch, you're not gonna be doing this today. So I fixed that, and I did actually do a couple blocks. So I got some progress done on Tuesday. Wednesday, I had to go out of my house and do chores before work. So that's what I spent my Wednesday doing. And here I am. On Thursday. I am back in the saddle with a goal of 20 lines. And that'll be close to 400 stitches because I've wandered into the solid block territory of this part of the page. Funny enough, except for like 2 spots. I have my doggos that are scrounging for the breakfast I didn't have. I had coffee, but no actual food. 3, 4, 5. One who just laid down as Caesar. Pig's been watching the door the entire time. Get 2 and salt. After this line, it's solid back and forth until the little bump down here. I see that my stitches are out of focus. I think my camera set itself back to autofocus, which I am not having any of. Okay, we're gonna go to work camera. We're gonna go to configure video and camera control. Yep, it set itself back to autofocus, which I'm not having any of. There we go. Okay, there we go. There we go. There, it won't focus on mine. It'll stop trying to autofocus. It'll actually show the work instead of blurring it out. Not that anybody actually comes here for the work. They come here to see what I am talking about today. I've learned this, and that's okay. But I like showing off my progress. Yeah. I did have a goal of getting down to the bottom of this page and finishing out 939. I don't think that's going to happen this week, but that's okay. I still have tomorrow, so we'll see how far I get today, and we still have tomorrow. Okay, 5 pounds. Hmm. Okay, we don't gotta worry about any. Mhm. Actually, I put my scissors somewhere where I thought I knew where they were. Mhm. Okie doke. Well, I'm glad to be your running partner. I'm not very good at running, so we might have to take a few breaks. Well, then I'll carry you around. We need to get you one of those like Timu portable foldable scooter things. I legit am thinking about getting one of those. The little I know their name brand is the Segway. One of the not the first version of the Segway scooters, but the Segway scooters that actually look like scooters that can hit like 30 miles an hour. I've been I've been legit thinking about investing in one. I mean, mind you, I don't buy a whole lot of gas, and yesterday I went and I put $40 into my tank and it filled it. So I'm not. I drive a Prius. That's what I'm expressing in this entire gas pricing is I intentionally don't drive unless I have to. If I can walk, I will choose walking over driving if it's a short distance. A, it's good for me. B, it keeps me moving because unfortunately my walking pain comes from if I don't walk, I will lose that ability. Yeah, I get it. Blah 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 blah. I get it. Um, I made a little old lady cry yesterday. Um, And I will be telling that story a little bit more after I wake up and my meds kick in a little bit better. And I didn't like make her cry like by saying something. She started to cry to attempt to tug on my heartstrings, which tickles my deep dark sense of humor to no end. Ooh, I think that's the one. I this morning before I got stream up and running is I had been meaning to make a few songs for stream from me. Don't get me wrong. I love me some spaz music. Squirrel Daddy, I love him. I love me some of his music. But I just needed some more EDM tracks. And so I made some of my own. Dog butts. That's lovely. Ooh, one of my cameras froze. All the leaves are starting to come out. It's really, really pretty. My nose is on fire. That's not so pretty. Goodness. Yeah. I've been cleaning and organizing all of my craft supplies and my uh, display units and stuff like that. And I've been going through and I've been taking stuff that I don't need out and organizing like I have I have a lot of like empty containers for from like the bulk M&Ms, empty coffee containers. Um, I use some of the pill containers from work that I can get my hands on. So I have a lot of little storage containers, and I plan on at least on a few of them uh, making crocheting around them, making like animals that have storage in them. So and not all of them are going to be huge, but just making that like an option. Today, one of my besties is coming over. She we have that adult schedule thing. It's like, oh, I'll see you next week, and then we both have autoimmune disorder, so sometimes we'll make plans to see each other, and then the diseases will make other plans. So she's coming over after stream, so I'm kind of excited about that. I have today off, so I am not going anywhere today, and unfortunately, JD Vance is going to be right down the street from me most of today, so I expect to be hearing a lot of sirens and hearing a lot of moaning and groaning from peeps on the internet. But yeah, he'll be right down the street at Bangor International Airport. I don't know what time. Oh no, 12:30. 12:30 is when he's going to be there. I don't care. Everyone's acting like, how is it gonna be secure? Now, mind you, I worked at that hotel right out of college. Like, that was my very first big girl job. There's a hotel directly connected to the Bangor International Airport. It's called the Aviator now. It used to be 4 Points by Sheraton, but apparently the licensing fees for the Sheraton were too expensive, so the hotel chain owner decided to just use an independent brand. I think the restaurant's now called the Aviator. But it used to be a 4 Points. And I was working there when Hillary Clinton came in to do a speech when she was running for president, and I want to say the first time. So 2006, when she was running up against Obama, I was working there. And the Secret Service drop teams, at least back in the day, did their job. I had a Secret Service agent all night as my bestie. And I learned, like, he was very serious. He took his job very seriously, but during the down times, he told me some stories, like nothing like super classified top secret, but he told me some fun work stories, and I shared some fun work stories about working the front desk at a hotel. And if you stop and think about it, Secret Service agents are and I get that. I lose forms all the time. So, like, Secret Service agents are portable hospitality. They're security and hospitality all rolled into one. And so, honestly, a lot of our stories just were very, very similar in fashion, and I have very fond memories of that evening. I did notice a few of my coworkers with less than impressive backgrounds were not present that evening, and that's okay. I know I had, I know I have the ability to work work at where you need to be safe. Like I have that clearance. Mostly because I have no interest in being in trouble. Let's be fair. It's not because I'm a super goody two shoes. It's just I don't have any motivation to be anything else. Oh. It's that the delay by far is the worst. Like when I have a bad tremor day, I use a lot of muscles to contain it. Um, and the day after, those muscles are very sore. It's so funny seeing this is a gap of 5. I'm halfway done. Like this is a gap of 5. It looks so much smaller on the fabric than it does on the screen, and that's probably because of zooming and whatnot. But I'm like, am I doing this right? So I'm over here second guessing myself. Yeah, I'm just not gonna deal with that knot anymore. I have plenty of color. I'll go get more if I need to. Mm-hmm. It looks like it looks so funny when I took a picture, and I actually did my work in progress Wednesday. I've gotten really bad at just doing that stuff, and that's because I fell out of routine, and I need to get back into routine and all that happy horse shit. But I got it done yesterday. Just looking at the ear space, I'm like, is it really supposed to look like that? And yes, it is. It's just a matter of getting her done. Oh, I hate that. But I would I think I would prefer my tremors in my legs because my tremors are in my hands and arms. So as long as I keep them close, and sometimes my head, um, as long as I keep them close, I don't shake. So on my bad days, I move like a T-Rex. going back and forth. Next week we're back on to 890 with call dance. We're doing all the big colors. I might actually hit 12% this week on Divine Instinct, which is pretty cool. Hello. Woohoo! This is the spot where we all go to hide. So, I need advice. I have 2 craft fairs that are in July and August that I haven't signed up for yet, but I kind of want to. Just cause I like doing craft fairs. Like, do I always make money? No. But I get to meet people and network and stuff like that. So for me, that's good. But the motivation to actually fill out the paperwork and sign up is just sometimes a pain in the butt. But didn't you hear? Dr. Oz says we're under child. Did. Yeah, he used the word under child. Did. He wants every woman in the United States to have at least 1 kid. And after I was done snarfing my coffee, I know. And I was when I saw this, I saw it again when I was giving meds to a resident, and we were talking about the news, and she's very, very liberal. Like, she's like, fuck Trump, fuck all of this. And she actually swears. Like, I love going into her room because I love me a good dose of little old lady cussing. Like, I don't care. I'm gonna be that old lady that just swears up a storm because it brings me dark joy. And because I know and she knows that back in her day, if she were to be talking like that, she'd be seen as a lesser woman. And I'm like, you go, girl. You say all those swear words, all of them. And she was cussing them out, and I'm like, I totally agree. We're not supposed to talk politics at work, but I mean, if she brings up stuff that I agree with, I'll talk about it. I keep my mouth shut when they bring up things like agreeing with Trump, because there are a few of those. But I legitimately through that have learned that they're just like, they're the people who are young enough to know exactly what they're doing. I have to be very careful. But I have definitely noticed, at least with the population I work with, is they're just scared. And for whatever reason, that man brings them a sense of security. And I'm like, I am scared of him. I want to protect my grandchildren. I'm like, have you heard what he has done to... And they don't pay attention to that. And I'm like, you would have been safer with anybody else. And I think I break their brains. But also they have dementia, so they forget that we had the conversation. So that kind of works in my favor. Oh yeah, I believe it. Um, I mean, I support the glass bottles. I mean, they're. I think while glass is more expensive, it's better, honestly. But people are so, oh, what if it breaks? Well, it's a glass. If it's glass and it breaks, then you don't give it to your baby. We've gotten better at making glass things. Um, okay. I hope to still be here, but I don't know. Uh, and it's funny. I have a cross stitch that says, "Of course, cross stitch is political. You can't cross stitch if you're dead." And I have that pattern. I've been thinking about doing it. Um, it was a free one I nabbed off a Facebook group. Uh, but it's so funny. Like people don't realize how political I am, and it's like, well, I've had to be because that's how I've stayed alive. Like my healthcare is political. Um, my being a woman is political. Like everything I do. But I try not to offend. But sometimes I just can't get my head that far up my own ass. No, you can't use that window. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Ooh, it's all good. I'm chugging away on my goal. You just get to hear me talk to myself. It's my audio processing sessions. Oh. I've been I've been working through my brain about house projects and whatnot, and organizing, and like, at least inside my brain, what projects I can get done, because like I'm making bits of progress here and there on all kinds of different little things. I can't say that I've like succeeded in all of my projects. Um, but I'm making little progress here and there. So I'll take it where I can get it. It's pretty much what I've boiled down to. But I do have some goals that I want to hit this year for house projects. Most of them being just finishing up some of the half done ones. And just being able to tell myself that even if you don't get it all done in one day, even if trying to convince myself my house project, or like my cross stitch, is you're not going to get it all done in one day, but steps towards it are good. And yeah, that's where I'm sticking, is I expect to be able to get all my house projects done like poof. And that's just not how it works. Mhm. And at like 5 past 10, I'll be taking a break, just because this is my long stream. At 10:05 and 11:05, I'll be taking a couple minutes for a stretch break and whatnot. And it's the '05 is because that's when the ads run. Well, to be fair, sitting still and cross stitching is kind of a break for me. So I you were doing enough chores for both of us today. So I I legit I don't have to go anywhere today, but I do think I hear the 16s flying in. Why? I don't know. Um, but I'm hearing a lot of jet engine noise. And that's the sad thing about living less than I think I only live I gotta I'm gonna I'm gonna do some fast math here. I don't have any keyboard access. Okay. 1 second. I'm gonna see how far I am from BIA or B KBGR. Map. Let's see. I am. Tell me how many miles it is. It's 7 minutes in a car. Okay, it's 2.6 miles. I'm 2.6 miles from Bangor International Airport. So that's the fun and excitement. I can hear when the big jets land, when the Air Force is having guard weekend and they're playing with their refuelers, when the maniacs are running around. I can hear slash feel it in my house. Hey, you know, I hope she is able to help you. Um, we don't have a whole lot of psychologists here, and honestly, my therapist is good enough for me. Like I would have to see a psychiatrist if I wanted a proper diagnosis for anything else, but I don't want to. And I came across a TikTok yesterday. Stop listening to the people who are telling you at your age it's not worth getting a diagnosis. And for me, like I tell people that is I had a talk with my therapist and my psych nurse that it wasn't worth me getting the autism diagnosis because I don't I personally am not seeing any benefit from that diagnosis. I don't need the closure. I know I have autism. Um, and I do have the on paper ADHD stuff, and I can get accommodations through that that will also help the autism. So it's because I you gotta love kissing cousin diseases. Oh, that's cool. Hey, and everybody's new at some point. I thoroughly enjoy when I have new students, because a lot of the time they're coming from fresh information, so they've heard of some of the topics that you're asking about, or maybe they've heard new information about things, and I enjoy that transfer of information. But also traumatize them early. Closing in. I got 2 more lines on this block. Halfway point, almost there. Yeah, I had a goal of 20 rows today, which I keep forgetting that when it's block color, I cruise right along because I don't have to do anything other than just go back and forth. I mean, in the next block, there are a couple spots where I do have to pay attention because there's 1 or 2 colors that are not 939. But I forget how fast I stitch when it's just block colors. Make me dread because in the next, because there's a lot of 939 in this cross stitch. Like there's pages where it's almost just all 939, and those are going to be therapeutic for me, but they're going to be boring for everybody else. You're great about your childhood, Jules. It's the same old lady I was that was bitching about Dr. Oz. We were talking about feelings as well, and like how I personally do. I know what they are, and have I experienced them? Absolutely. I do not enjoy pity, jealousy, or anger. I don't have use for them. And when I start feeling them, I start psychoanalyzing why I'm feeling, because they're not productive emotions. Are they natural emotions? Absolutely. I seeing as I have felt the emotions, I do not fault anyone who feels jealousy, angry, or pity. Pity for me is like by far the worst one. That even if I start thinking about it, I'm like, no, everybody's life sucks. And the best form of pity that I have is the, like, pitying someone because they will never understand that it's not worth it, that kind of thing. But at the same time, it's like they made their choices, and that kind of thing. So when the old lady who I made cry was trying to play victim, she was trying to get me to pity her, and it wasn't working. So she kept upping the ante, which was a day. or a shift. Like, and all I did is I told her no. Like, I gotten my instructions, and she tried to tell me that they were wrong. And then when I walked through what she specifically needed, they were not wrong instructions that I received. And because she couldn't get her way, she started to cry. And her behavior got her a whole list of occurreds on my shift. I deal with people generally just going to bed. We have a wait, like, I interact with them from like 3 in the afternoon to 7 at night. Most of them after dinner, which is at 6, go into their rooms, and I hear nothing from them for the rest of the day. They're winding down, they're watching the news, they're getting ready for bed. I don't see hide nor hair of them. So a lot of my ADLs are generally very boring. But sometimes I gotta click occurred, and then I get to write notes about it. And this lady got 2 notes, 2 very long notes. I can make it to the end with the half stitches. No, you're fine, babe. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I've worked very hard to get out of that particular mindset. Like, what's the reaction gonna be now? And for me, it's now like, who cares? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I got one. So not last night, but the night before. Um, we had people just hanging out in front of the house, and one of my cameras was apparently just being a dink. So yesterday, I fixed that camera, and now it's going off like nobody's business because I finally I figured out how to make it sensitive enough to pick up further away, and it's been doing a fantastic job. And funny enough, it's the corner that the traffic comes from, so I get all kinds of interesting stuff. Oh, I know. La 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 la. This is finished the first 10 rows. I'm gonna hit some buttons to fill it in. I haven't hit the check mark yet, so I'm not gonna hit the check mark till the end of the stream so we can play guess how many stitches I did. Yep. Sorry, I heard vibration and it wasn't from anything near me. At least I don't think it was. Let me check the phone. Nope. I and it's not true envy, but I am envious of the people who do not know what angry folding laundry looks like or sounds like. I know folding laundry generally isn't very loud, but people who know when someone is doing laundry angrily. We are just done. Just done 10 lines. Now we're gonna go down. And I'm gonna count down another 10 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Over. Because, well, the first couple lines in this one have breaks. Most of this is back and forth. So I like just being able to go back and forth, kind of know where I'm at. But this one has 14. Skip 10:05. I'll be swapping over for just a couple minutes, just enough for me to get up, stretch, go check the mail because it has arrived, and then come back. But the little dragon doesn't say incoming ad break until 5 past, so I'm just waiting for that. No, my good sir. Hmm? Okay, that's one solid straight. Okie doke. I see that's 10:04. I'm gonna preface with 10:05 hits. I'm going on a short little break. Might be 2 or 3 minutes. Might be up to 5. Depends on how long it takes me to do the few things I gotta do. But I will be back. And my dogs are weird. Oh, there we go. Oh, and I'm back. I try to, so the people who don't have subscriptions, because I don't get me wrong, the subscriptions every 3 months when that $20 rolls in, that's what I use for shipping out presents. Is that money ships out presents. But I don't like to. I don't like to be like in the middle of a story. Incoming ad break. It's like, really? But hello, Dust. So this is the week that I work the 12-hour shifts. So Monday I will not be having a stream. I'll be doing tomorrow morning. But since I do the 2 12s, I will not be on Monday. Because it's my day off and I'll sleep most of it. Really sucks. Really, really sucks. Pig, you're fine. I go down, I let them out, and then I went and I checked the mail. So they thought I was going outside with them, and well, I was outside at the same time as them. Not what they were looking for. I might actually get maybe 30 lines today. That would be pretty cool. After I get this next couple lines done, I'll tell the full dramatic story of how I made a little old lady cry. Cause you know that was my teasers. I made a little old lady cry, and I know you've all been waiting with bated breath. Oh, itchy ear. Spooky ear. That's kind of weird. I had crust in my ear. I know it sounds gross, but that's what was happening, and not common because I keep my ears clean. Orlets. I only had 2 blocks with mostly no confetti. The next 10 lines are very much I have to pay attention. Oh well, it happens. 1, 2, and then I should have 2. There we go. I counted correctly. Hooray! Okay, I'll finish this row, then I'll start the epic tale of how I am a cold, heartless person because I don't do pity. And she didn't say any of that, but watching her cycle through tactic was kind of funny. Okie doke. So now, time. It's story time. So yesterday, I was at work. It's the first day that I hadn't been training someone. And honestly, that was kind of nice. I love training people, but at the same time, it's rough because this is the job I have is either you can do it and you just need to get a groove going, or you can't, and then I'm picking up the slack. And for new people, I have a wide grace. Like, I have lots of grace for people who are new or just getting there, so that's not the problem. But training is exhausting. So yesterday, I didn't have a trainee, which that's fine. I was told at shift report one of the residents was going out and they needed their meds a little earlier than their med window, and I was given a time, and that's not a problem. Not a problem. So I had it in my brain. Okay, I scheduled it all out. I made sure everything worked. And honestly, it wasn't too much earlier than I normally give her meds, so it wasn't a huge shift in schedule. So at about 4, now mind you, I've been asked to give her meds at 4:30. So at about 4, my coworker comes up to me and goes, "Lady would like her meds now." And I look at her and go, "Well, they're not scheduled till 4:30. The assistant director told us not till 4:30. And she's like, "Well, you can go tell her that." I'm like, "Game." So I go and I go, "Hey, lady, I can't give you your meds till 4:30. That's what I was told. That's the earliest I can give you your meds. You should have plenty of time, and that's the time I was told, and that's the time that you're gonna get them." She starts hooting and hollering, and I'm like, "Okay, so maybe I misunderstood something. This is what I was told. I was told that I was to give you your meds at 4:30 because you could go down at 4:45 to eat your dinner, and then you could go out at 5:15. And she's like, "Yes, but I want my meds now because I have all kinds of things that I gotta do." And I'm like, "Well, why don't you do those things now and I'll come visit you at 4:30. She was not having any of this, and this conversation went in a circle for like 5 or 10 minutes. Fortunately, I didn't have a whole lot to do at that point in time because I had just gotten done setting up all of my carts for the busy part of the evening. So she continues and she starts hooting and hollering, and I'm like, "I will come get you your meds at 4:30. And I turned around and I went to go pretend to do something else. Then she hits her buzzer, which You're only supposed to hit in the case of an emergency, but in her brain, this wasn't an emergency. So I go and I go, hey, what's up? And and mind you, I have had to raise my voice up to a louder octave because she is hard of hearing. And I don't use fluffy words in general, so I'm sure I'll get spoken to about my tone. I wasn't mean, I didn't cuss, I didn't swear, I didn't raise my voice to an angered tone. But I'm sure I'm still going to get a conversation. So she calls me, she's like, well, I'm ready for my meds now. And I look at the time and it's like 4:20. And I'm like, I still got 10 more minutes before I can even give you your meds. I was told that I have to wait 30 minutes after taking these meds before I can do anything. I'm like, well, that's a crock, because the meds say that they start working after 30 minutes, not that you can't do anything after taking them. And the meds being insulin and a antacid. So, or a GERD medication, I should say. And I'm like, you can take these and then you can go eat dinner and you will be fine. That's not what I was told. And that argument, and I didn't argue too horribly hard, because I know she will forget everything that she did by the next day. I was like, I was simply told that I could not give you anything until 4:30. And I was getting ready to go prep her meds, because at this point in time, it was 4:25. So I was gonna go open up my program, get it all loaded up, get her meds going, so that I could give her meds at 4:30. She follows me out there. And at this point in time, I'm just like, and she just lifts up her to show her abdomen where she wants her insulin done. And I'm like, girl, you need to Hakuna your tatas. And she by this point in time, she started crying a little bit. She's like, I just want to go out and I don't know anything about my meds. And she's really trying to work me up. And so me being me, I'm like, well, here's what you need to know about your meds. This one is an antacid, and you can wait the full 30 minutes, but honestly, you can start eating right after you've taken it. There's conflicting scientific papers, but I didn't really get into those. And then with your insulin, it starts to work after 30 minutes. You're supposed to take it 15 before you eat, because it's called pre-bolusing, but that's a whole nother conversation. And since I take both of the meds that she was taking, I'm like, I know this because I take both of these meds. And I was just trying to be like informational and kind at the same time. And so she's wailing about how she's not going to be able to go out because she can't eat in 15 minutes. So I go, and it's 4:30 by this point in time. I give her meds. She goes downstairs and gets her dinner. And 5:15 rolls around. That woman has, because the dining services had prepared her meal early so she could eat her meal that she wanted and then go out and not have to worry about anything. So 5:15 rolls around. She's all done eating. Again, plenty of time. She goes out, tells her person that came to pick her up, I'm not coming out. I'm not going to go out with you guys tonight because I'm just too emotionally drained. Valid reason, not judging her for that. But she then proceeds to afterwards talk about her dead husband and how her life has sucked since he's passed away and she's all alone. And then she's been, and this is something that she frequently does. So I'm not dissing on her for grieving. Like there's no love loss there. So and then she's like, and how can I find joy in the loss of a great grandbaby? So one of her granddaughters had a stillborn baby. Tragic, absolutely tragic. But she's been trying to take it as hers, and and I'm over here and I'm like, wow. um. So I tell her that I, through when I'm feeling sad and dealing with grief and whatnot, I try to accept the bad that has happened as face value, but I look at the good that I like with her husband, like the good memories instead of the loss. And I asked her, I'm like, are you seeing anybody about these feelings? I want you to be safe. Like I was trying to be compassionate and caring. And she was trying real hard to turn herself into the victim. And I looked, it got to the point where I was like, look, lady, everybody's life sucks. I'm sorry that you're dealing with this, but it's not something I can fix. So you got to talk to your peeps about this. She did not like that answer. So she kept for most of the night trying to make me feel bad because apparently I'm supposed to. And I'm still processing it because I don't understand people who owe it. And she's definitely a victim. She likes to be the victim. She likes to be doted on. Her kids don't even really tolerate her too much because that's all she wants. Is she wants to be, oh, poor me. Everything's awful. You should pay attention to me because my life sucks. And her kids are like, nah. and I'm the same way. And she wasn't really having any of it. So that is how I made a little old lady cry. Most of them were crocodile tears. Like, I'm not discounting that her grief doesn't exist, but she was only crying in an attempt to get me to give her what she wanted. And I wasn't having any of it. So that is the story of how I make little old ladies cry. Because I have autism and my processing, my emotional processing is kind of dumb. Oh, this is another one of mine. Jeez. Yeah, it's and this particular lady like is very 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 religious. Like she watches EWTN all the time. That's the only thing that is on her TV is EWTN. Um So when I told her, I'm like, these things happen because it's God's plan. That is what he does. And she's the kind of religious person who only likes it when it benefits her. So when I was using her faith to well, honestly, part of it was to get her to shush, um, by saying it was God's plan. We all need to have take peace and solace in what he is laid out for us, which is true. If you're a religious person, what I just said is true. It's God's plan. You have to take the solace in what he has laid out as a path for you. And she did not. She gets really quiet. Is how I know that it's working. Is she gets quiet because she can't say anything against it because that's what she believes, but she doesn't want to believe it because it doesn't fit her sob story. um, and I didn't have a good answer for, well, how is a stillborn baby a good thing? And that my answer was that is just what God intended. He pulled the baby back into his arms, and it wasn't that soul's time yet. And that flew like a lead cloud. But by the end of the night, funny enough, she gave me a hug and said thank you. I'm like, okay. No touchy? That's pretty much what was going through my brain is no touchy. No. And no, because I don't know her. Like, I don't know her. I did not. She just uses it as a guilt point. I honestly, I feel worse for the mother of who lost the baby. Like, I have the deepest empathy for that woman. But the resident using it as a tool to make people feel bad for her is wholly inappropriate. Both the WHOLLY holy and the HOLY holy, both of them. It's wholly inappropriate to utilize that event to make people to feel bad for you. It's much like your parents' friends. Using someone else's grief for your gain is it's sacrilege for me, and I don't hold too many things sacred, but it's sacrilegious. I'm whipping out all. I feel I'm using big words today, and I enjoy the big words. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's just not cool. I'm a huge fan of Thumper's mother. If you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all. Because again, we've all seen what ugly and hatred can do to the world. We are all currently living in what hatred and ugly and self-centered energy has sent out into the world. How about we just try to be nice? It costs nothing. Maybe a little bit. Maybe it costs a little bit. Like a little bit of your energy or whatnot. But if enough people send out good energy into the world, it starts changing the tone and the energy of the world so that what you spend, you get back. Yes. Yes. Well, and I think at any given point in time, anybody could benefit from therapy. It's it's very freeing to have a person that is not connected. Like, I need that feedback. I need that neutral feedback. Uh, and and it sounds cold to say. I like my therapist. If I think that if we weren't in a business relationship, I could be like legit friends outside. Like, she's the kind of person that I would have a conversation with. But I don't seek that because it is a business transaction. Like, I pay her money and she listens to my problems and helps me work through them. And she helps me work through some of the bigger problems that I have that I don't feel comfortable burdening my friends with, because that's not what my friends are for. My friends are to laugh, to make dark jokes with, that kind of thing. And occasionally, like, maybe I need a little bit of like insider feedback from people who know the situation to get a good balance. But sometimes I just need that outside feedback to see if I'm properly tuned. And I hope to make a video today, because I used this. I commented on a YouTube video because it's Politics Girl, and she's a teacher, and something 16, like misinformed or something, or something. And she's the teacher who has the spiky hair and the shaved sides of her head, who goes, "Hey, and this is what's going on," and she's really cool, and I like her. And I commented because I liked how her use of the "I feel" statements. And I went, "I enjoy your use of the "I feel" statements to express yourself." And someone, of course, came into the comments and was like, "Well, I think women should use "I think." And I'm like, well, I use "I feel" more because it takes the harshness out of the "I think." Um, when you're trying to have a conversation where you're trying to be productive. When you utilize "I feel," it opens up for conversation. When you utilize "I think," it's like talking down to someone. It's like, "I feel Donald Trump needs to die in a car fire," as opposed to "I think Donald Trump needs to die in a car fire." Both statements are true, but with the "I feel" statement, someone can come back and go like, "Well, why do you feel this way?" And it can be a conversation. When you start with "I think," that's not really a conversation starter. That is a statement. And that's one circumstance where I would be using "I think." I think that Donald Trump needs to die in a car fire, which I don't know is necessarily as safe as right around my house in the vicinity. There's probably a security perimeter going on. Yeah, and that's how it is for me. And the person that was commenting was like, "Well, women need to stop being so soft." And as a woman, I she's like, "I think that women start to need to use "I think" more." It's like, well, I do think, but if I want to start a conversation, I'm going to use I feel statements to have a real conversation. Like, and it opens people up to listening because it's more about feelings than it is about, I think you're a dumbass. That doesn't open, as opposed to, I feel that you are a dumbass. Why do you think I'm a dumbass? Because you're being fucking dumb. It opens up conversation. And I'm not opposed to conversations, but there are some people that I think they are dumbasses. No, they really don't. And it, I mean, I have been thinking about like that person's response a lot. Like it sat in my brain, and it has been brewing and bubbling because I enjoy I feel statements. Because I want a conversation. If I use other words, there's a good chance that I don't want a conversation. But I also spent $50,000 on a degree in mass communication, so I know exactly what I'm doing and exactly what I'm saying when I'm focused. Sometimes my tone is a little off, but I am very well aware of how I'm articulating something. Again, my tone is where I fail, but I know precisely what I'm saying and the intent that it brings. Not my fault my tone is off. Sometimes. And even when I'm tuned and focused in, my tone is on key. But if I have too many choo-choo trains running around in my head, my tone gets lost in it. Yes. No, my biggest thing is I go to my boss, and when she's like, well, you need to watch your tone, I'm like, was anything that I said incorrect? And I have not once had her go, no, but your tone was off. And I'm like, but I was not incorrect. She's like, no. So that's an argument, is because people put tone on things, and most of my issues occur, and it comes in text form. And I've worked very hard on not taking tone in text. I will ask clarifying questions. Yeah, exactly. But I just was, I was so floored that, and the person's like, well, I don't know your gender. Now, mind you, on YouTube, the account that I use for communicating, it has my Discord. Like, I have my same icon across the way. And just clicking on it would show my name. And it's just so funny. Well, and I didn't clarify. I did not give that. I did not give her the resolution of clarification. I read what she wrote. I told her that I feel statements are conversation starters, and that I think is more of a, I'm stating an opinion, and anything you say is wrong. I don't believe it, because this is what I think, and you can't change my mind. But I feel statements are conversation starters. Well, good luck on the bus. Wheels on the bus go round and round. No. Oh, yes, yes. Joanna, yes. Yes. Sorry, I saw that. Yes, yeah. But her like her TikTok name is different, and but yeah, that politics girl and Joanna the teacher, like I love both of them. And yeah, because like when they speak, they're opening for conversations, and that's why I appreciated the use of the I feel statements, is they're having a conversation. Yes, yes. And I was just expressing appreciation for their use of those statements, and that person, it's like it's nuanced. It's like, no, it's not nuanced. You use I feel if you want to have a conversation. You use I think if you're making a statement of opinion that you don't want to talk about. But yeah, but it's riled me up enough to make one of my little info TikToks. Much like how the Save Act is not something we should be supporting. And yet somehow it keeps irking closer to existing. Yeah, her and Politics Girl are two of my favorites. Like I I I have a lot of people that I follow for like independent news sources. Um and I try to follow them on as many platforms as I can. Um I genuinely enjoy longer format videos because it allows me to sit and listen and and absorb. Oop, 1 second. I have a I have a that the sound my phone made is an important sound. Go fine. Go fine. Oh my goodness. Ugh. My house can't decide if it's going to be warm or cold, and I refuse to light the wood stove. I outright refuse. So I have I have my snuggie blanket. Ugh. Okay, there. Mm-mm-mm. Doopy doopy doo. Almost done. 20 rows. Yay for block work. I think this is gonna be my last one. Yeah. 3 more rows. No, you guys are fine. Go lay down. Well, sad news. My friend is like, I pushed it a little bit too much, so her diabetes won. So, no friend today. Now I don't know what to do with myself. I was prepared for friend. Might go from. Weird as this sounds, I'm gonna probably go out and clip some of my rose bushes before they get too big. Clip the dead branches off and get it ready for the year. Because I'm not leaving my house today, so anything that I do will be at my house. Yeah. No, in all fairness, I might just, before it starts downpouring and watering everything, I might just go trim my rose bushes because they get trimmed by hand. Um, just clip all the dead things off and all the unruly parts of it, and also work on weaving it back into the arch that I had before my neighbor chopped it down. And this is the best time of year to do that because I can still see where all the canes are. So, just from, even with all of my talking, I get about 200 stitches done an hour. At least with block. This is the last area that has the block. After this it goes to, I gotta pay attention again. So and then I'm pretty sure it goes to block work again, but because the next couple pages, like this is the top part of the wolf, so it's just his ears, and this blank part here is the other ear. So the other, I think that's 1 or 2 pages. Let me zoom. The other 1 page. Wow, only 1 page. Damn. I got 1 page left on this row. Oh, that's just a fantastic feeling. Like the next page is the end of the row, and then we get to scroll. Oh, okay. That was, no, guys, no, no, no. Pixie, no. Don't try being a love dove. You are not a love dove. Don't you lie to me. Go lay down. Pixie's trying to formally protest that she is in fact a love dove, and that all love doves eat everybody's faces off. Oh, just zooming out and seeing that I only have 1 more page left on this row. Guys, that was fantastic. But most of it is 939. No, you're fine. And much like last time at 11:05, I'm gonna take a stretch break. I'm actually not really gonna go anywhere, but I am gonna take a stretch break and arrange myself. Because I think I can get another block of, I think I can get another 10 lines done, which would be fantastic. And remember, I haven't hit the checkbox, so we're all gonna play how many stitches did I do this session. and it's been a lot of block work. So each block is 10 by 10, and I've been doing 20 across. So so far I've done 20 by 20, roughly. It's easy when it's block work. It's all good. I want you, if you can, once you're done, rest. Even if it's for 10 minutes, just sit and rest. Relax all the muscles that you can. And if it helps, go to the bathroom first so you can like kind of relax some of those muscles. Let it all out. Mm. Mm-hmm. Woohoo! 20 rows all done. And, really, guys? I said and. No, not time. I will be right back, though. No. Hello, I'm back. Aha. Okay. And the dogs are mad at me. Oh, I'm getting down there on the page. I'm gonna have to adjust my camera at least for this one. I'll start paying more attention. Yeah, I don't know as if I'm gonna get the next 10 lines because it is very holy. And that is the HOLEY. I've used 3 different versions of holy today. The more you know. Yeah, I think the row that I'm working on now in the next 10 is the only full one that's back and forth. So, it was good while it lasted. 50, you know. Skip on two. Skip on. So 11. During the break, I was looking to see like what I had left, and I mean, I still have a really decent size of 939 left in this area over here. Um, but the next page, it's mostly 939 with like a swirly swoosh of other colors. But I suspect it's mostly black and like a couple other flicks here and there. But so excited. The end of a row. I'm working on this for 2 years now. That's 7, 8, mind you, it's not moving as fast as Buffalo Woman did because I've working on 2 of them, and life has changed. I want to say it's changed for the better, but some days not so much. Okay, 1. Two. Four. Two. 6. There's nothing out there that you need to be worried about, my good sir. No, you are fine, Pixie. There we go. There. But counting right will get you. Start getting your numbers ready. How many stitches have I stitched today? I'm doing these rows just for a little bit of a curveball because there's gaps in them, but I'm over 400. I definitely know that because I've done 4 blocks and each block is 100, so I know there's at least 400 stitches going on, bare minimum 400, and by quarter of, who knows. Oh, I say quarter of. I might go a little longer, I might go a little shorter, but to the end of this piece of string, wherever that is. Okay, another row, just like the one I just did. I like it when they repeat. Yay, patterns! Well, you got to go higher than that because it has been at bare minimum 400. Like anything below 400 is just wrong. I'll give you that much. Just because I've done 4 blocks and each little cube is 100 stitches, and I've done at least 4 of those. Yeah, that's probably closer to what I'll be at. I'm gonna Once I'm done this piece of string is when stream ends. I gotta say, like, I got quite a bit done today. I'm very pleased. Oops. There's still a lot of stuff I'm gonna do today, but after stream I'm going out. I'm gonna clip my rose bushes and clean up my driveway area. Okay, so now I gotta start paying attention. We're getting into the fancy. We're getting into the fancy skips now. 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Skip 1 and 10. I'm just judging by the length of the string. I think this is the last row I'll be doing today. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we got 468 from Jules. Anybody else who might be lurking in the background have a number guess? I have not hit the check mark. I'm looking at this. I've done. Let's see, that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows down. So I've done about half of the next. I'm gonna say 475. Oh my goodness. But yeah, after I DC with stream, I'm gonna go outside, clip some rose bushes, rake some leaves up, do a little bit of physical labor, and then come back in and potato a little bit because baby steps. I gotta do little things because no one else is doing them. But baby steps. So I'm saying 475. Jules is saying 468. We're gonna see who wins this. I'm hitting the check mark. Okay. What are we at? We did 483. Woo! That's pretty good. Yeah. So we started off today at 1172, I want to say 1178. We are now at 1198. So tomorrow we should hit 12%, which is a fantastic way to end the week. But yeah, fantastic. Okay, everybody, I love you all. Drink your water, take your meds, be kind to yourself without harming others. Be kind to others without harming yourself. Try to spread a little bit of kindness, but if you can't do that, just don't spread mean. Thank you for the gift of your time, and I will be back tomorrow, 10 to noon. I love you so very much.